also, I'm pretty sure the NBA is not going to be happy about.
What up, people? Come on in. I'm still trying to get things together. Can't be messing with that damn thing. Still haven't even brought it yet. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on a second.
Impact on his legacy, and we shouldn't judge.
Let's do it. Come on in, people.
That's not how it works.
Come on in.
He gets all the credit.
Let's go. I'll be watching other YouTubers, man, because that's what I do. I like to see creators, create, Oh, let me take this out. Ooh, forgot. Okay. It's going fast. Hold on 1 second. Let me put this in, man. How's everyone Monday going? I'm gonna let people slide in real quick. Hold on 1 second. Put my Cash App in as well. Come on in. Let me share this. Let me get to sharing this real quick for you guys. How you doing? What's going on, people? What's going on? Uh-oh. Late reaction. We're going to talk about it today. So be patient with me, please. Be patient. I'm going to put this on Facebook and everything. Hold on 1 second. Oh, no. Don't want that. Hold on 1 second. Right now, guys. Uh-oh. What's up, people? What's up? I'm going to let people come on in. I need to put some music in the background. Okay. All right. I'm going to put it on Instagram as well. I'm putting it on both Instagrams. Be patient, people. Be patient. Try to get certain people to come in. Not certain, everybody. Because we want to have a real discussion. Hold on 1 second. All right, let me put this in there. What's up, people? On YouTube Live, come on in. Kasim Lamar YouTube, come on. Like and subscribe as well. We're having a good discussion, so come on and chime in. Peace. Hold on, let me see how that sounds. Like and subscribe as well. We're having a good discussion, so come on and chime in. Peace. What's up, people? On YouTube Live, come on in. Kasim Lamar YouTube, come on. Like and subscribe as well. We're having a good discussion, so come on and chime in. Hold on 1 second. What's up, people? On YouTube Live, come on in. Kasim Lamar YouTube, come on. You know what? Let me do another one. Let me do another one. What's up, people? Right now, I'm on my YouTube Live. It's around almost 8 o'clock. Come on in. You can join in, or you just watch me talk about some real topics right now. Come on. Oh, I forgot. Kasim Lamar YouTube. Right now, I'm on YouTube Live. It's around 8 o'clock. Come on in. You can join in, or you can just watch me talk about some real topics right now. Come on. Oh, I forgot. Kasim Lamar YouTube. What's up, people? Right now, hold on a second. Live. It's around almost 8 o'clock. Come on in. You can join in. Or you can...
All right, we did it. We did it. What's up, man? I really want people to come on in before I start this conversation. You know, I want people to come right on in so we can start this conversation. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Here we go. We got one person watching right now. Let's get some more. Let's get some more. So anyway, I guess we can go on with it. You know, hopefully they come in. Anyway, I want to, let this be a situation that we dive in. This is a very serious topic. It's topics that most creators that I watch that are talking about, the creators that I watch. But most of society are not talking about this. They're complaining about men being, males being a certain way and why they like this and stuff like that. And most of them people that's complaining and that don't want to talk about who is raising these feminine energy type of males, especially in the black community, they don't want to talk about that because they know who's raising these feminine energy type of males. So it's one of them things where you just have to make sure that you understand logic. You understand why people don't want to talk about it. Because when you start talking about these different things, this specific thing that I'm discussing today, when you start talking about it, it leads people to, wanting to see the look in the mirror, to see themselves in the mirror and why this is going on. And I'm not just talking about, most women, most single parents, especially in the black community, are raising these boys and girls, and we're talking about boys today. Because again, as I said in many of my videos, this is a pro-truth channel, and also of black men being aware of things, having a three-dimensional mind, understanding, logic, building from within, and always on your purpose, no matter what. And if you're loving someone more than God, I'm talking about even your children, this is just my opinion. This is my perspective of life or what have you. But if you're loving everything first and keeping the Most High second, you're failing. Right now I'm for the last 4 to 5 years, I've been making moves in my life to get changed. I've been making these moves to be a better man, for myself and especially for the Most High. And not to say I'm one of those people that's very religious, because I'm not. I'm not very religious, but I'm somewhat religious. But I'm definitely spiritual. I pray to God every day. I thank God for what I have. I don't ask for much. Whatever I have, I thank Him for, and things of that nature. I ask the Most High to keep me grounded, keep me understanding the reality of this society that we're in, and I thank Him for keeping me focused on that part. Thank Him for being the man of the house. Thank Him for for my 2 sons and my daughter. I'm a happy man within more than I was over 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what it is. I talk about all this feminine energy, beta male stuff, putting certain women in your life first, putting family members first, doing all this stuff that the Most High tell, especially the man, not to do. Put Him first on everything. Everything that's the topic of topic of anything. Put Him first, and that's it. And this is this is why I come to this conclusion of, you know, making sure anything that I have in my life that I'm, you know, that is all because of him. You know, not that I was like this, you know, over 5 years ago. You know, I was definitely spiritual, and I was definitely, you know, religious as well. But it was to call, praying to God every day, praying to Him. You know, going to these churches. You know, if you're going to the churches, yeah, do what you do. But I'm the type of person, I'm not going to the churches, because, I know how human beings are. So within the last 5 years, I learned to understand what the people are today. I figured it out. I get it now. You know what I'm saying? I get the fact that most people really don't care to comprehend. Most people are going to do what they're going to do. You know what I'm saying? A few months ago, maybe 2 months ago, just before, what's his name? DMX passed away. He was on Drink Champs, and I watched the whole video, and he was just discussing, and what actually kind of what viral, where he was just discussing, situations where, what you call, where, people, he learned to, not put so much emphasis on people's, character. He learned to say, hey, a crackhead gonna do what he gonna do, a thug gonna do what he gonna do, an educated person gonna do what he gonna do, a liar gonna do what he gonna do, he or she, what have you, gonna do. People gonna do what they gonna do. So, I learned to trust that within who they are, what their character is, and I get that. Even before before I even seen that interview when DMX did it with Drink Champs, I I already get it. I already got it. That was already my mindset. That's when, even before I was within the know, I grew up with a grandmother, and she's a modern day woman. She was like before her time. My grandmother should have been actually born during my era instead of baby boomer era, because she is that modern day woman that I talk about. I love her to death, whatever, without a doubt. But she's that modern day woman that I talk about. That disrespect manhood. Unless the man is put her first or what have you. That's the thing. But I don't want to go through that, because we're gonna go through all that. We're gonna go through all that modern day female stuff. And the reason why it's a lot of young males in this society, and not just black men, but it's a big percentage of black men that are beta males, that are like feminine energy males. And this is a fact that it's a lot of crime going on, a lot of reckless crime going on, and with this generation of 30 and under, but especially about 25, 20 and under, it's getting worse. As I said before, I coach, I mentor. I see it every day. I see these young men not even caring about, being considered a person that's going to, promote a woman, because all their life, they in that generation, my generation, their mothers is my age, and they taught them, how to be a certain way, feminine. And I'm not going to just that generation 30 and under. I'm going to say my generation, let's say 40 and under, my age, but even somewhat 50 and under, but it gotten worse throughout the decades. As a man, you're supposed to have integrity. You're supposed to agree to disagree. You're supposed to make a situation a lot calmer. You don't supposed to make a situation worse. And again, the reason why I talk about these situations because I've been through it. I was a feminine energy type of guy. I grew up with nothing but women, and I wasn't the type of guy that knew how to react to problems like a high level man would do. A man that grew up in a matriarchy and a patriarchy household. And people don't understand how important that is. Family structure. Family structure, as I said in another live, it's the most important thing in the fucking world. I don't care what you're talking about. Family structure is the most important thing in the world, without a doubt. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have it, this is things that occur. You have masculine women and you have feminine energy men. You have those things, those type of topics and those type of enhancements that, in my community, all across the country, a lot of us was taught to put the woman before anything. A lot of us was taught to worship the woman. A lot of us was taught don't handle your business before chasing after this woman, that woman. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us is taught that to handle situations like I should say, handle situations the opposite of what a real man would do, a quote unquote real man would do. And it wasn't, like a woman would do. This, like, I feel like it's different. A man and a woman mentally are different. Mentally, we definitely different. We should be different. That's what order is. We absolutely should be different on many different situations. You know what I'm saying? And people don't understand, or I really think they do understand. They just don't want to understand. You know what I'm saying? And that's for them to learn. But again, this shit is getting worse. It's situations where a woman will get fly with me like she a man. You know what I'm saying? And then if as a man, if I handle it like a man, in some communities, I'm a punk because I handle it like a man, not making a big scene, not establishing, feminine energy as a 6 foot tall, 250-pound black man. I gotta handle it like that because I'm a person that understands logic. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us wasn't brought up like this. I was taught this as I was getting older. I was understanding where the difference was from a man and a woman. And a lot of people used to think that it's no problem on how you are as a man and how you figure your life should be as a man. You know what I'm saying? And how you should react on different things and stuff like that. And and it is important. It's very important to make sure you react differently than most. It's very important that you should make, as a man, you should make things, a situation, what can be a very bad situation, a very something that everybody could come out of and still living. You know what I'm saying? Nothing getting overreacted, nothing emotional, all this other stuff. When you start had to get emotional, men usually get out the way. When you start seeing it was about to be a problem, being as though you did the best possible thing that you can do, men start to get out the way. You see, a real man, and this is what I was taught throughout my I'm gonna say my late 20s to the early 30s, because I was brought up in a household full of women, and again, we wasn't, as a man that was brought up in a single parent household, a matriarchy household, we wasn't taught the same as somebody that was brought up in a family structural household. We didn't learn how to manifest things in a three-dimensional way. And I explained the three-dimensional way to many people before. And the three-dimensional way is being positive. You know, I mean, looking at it from a big picture, I should say. You know, not looking at it from a tunnel vision of you're not thinking, but what's going on in front of you now. You know what I'm saying? You're not thinking of what can happen if you react a certain way, even if you react a good way, and if you react a bad way. What can happen with those situations? What, you know, a good way, what will happen, and what will happen in the bad way? You know, that's what three-dimensional thinkers is thinking at that. No matter if it could be a split-second situation, we're still thinking that way. You know, even women that live in a non-chaotic mindset are the same way. Not just men. You know, just that a woman with a woman with a feminine energy. She know what's going on. She knows order. She probably get a little emotional, but she understands that she's a woman. She's not going to make something. She's not going to look like some type of masculine agent of chaos. You know what I mean? She's not going to do that. She's just going to walk away from a situation. I had women that I dated that had fathers that were strong father figures. And when I was acting irrational, they would walk away from you. Sometimes they wouldn't talk to me for a week. And I didn't understand that. I thought she ain't loving me because of the way she was acting. You know what I'm saying? I really thought she didn't love me because I thought, you know, being as though I was brought up in a trauma household, in a trauma area. I was brought up thinking if a woman or if a man don't react to you emotionally, then they don't love you. You know what I'm saying now? And I'm pretty sure many Black men can vouch for that. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be watching this video. But again, at the same time, when I saw that from a woman, especially when I was like in my late 20s, early 30s, I said to myself, yo, something going on with me. I got to see a psychiatrist. I got to see what's going on with my trauma. Real talk, I was thinking in my mind, like, it can't be like this. This woman, she was actually more of a rational thinker than I was. I look back at it like that. But what I thought at that moment is that I'm doing something wrong, because now it's multiple women that I dealt with that had father figures and had it was a feminine energy and a masculine energy in a household that was working together as one, mom and dad, and they taught their daughter how to react to people that filled with trauma, and real calm, know how to get out the situation. Even sometimes it's like they mentally mind effing you, but at the same time they're just trying to make things safe for the both of us. And again, I saw the women that had that strong family structure do this. Not all of them that I was dealing with, what I mean, but most of them, and I saw that. And there was a total opposite of women that thought they can rule a man. They thought they could challenge a man physically or mentally, and always there to promote more trauma into the relationship. It was a difference. And I started to see that. I started to realize it, and I started to see that from, as I was getting older and start understanding it. I'm gonna be honest with you. By the time I was 27, I wasn't dealing with a woman that was more nuttier than me. I'm gonna say by the time I was like 20, about 26, 25. I know I couldn't have a woman that had more trauma than I had, because I was dealing with women that had more trauma or the same trauma that I had, and this how I was growing up. So When I say a lot of men out there got feminine energy, that could change. That can change. A lot of that can change because it changed for me. Sometimes I get in my old ways, and then I literally just push back on myself and said, no, this ain't the way to do it. You know what I mean? Quick. Soon as I see it, quick. Before, it was one of them things I could see it and I could still set myself off. You know what I'm saying? And that's not how you want to run it, especially when you're a man. But again, I say this all the time, is a lot of these women dealing with trauma when it comes to not understanding this logic. They say men ain't shit, men are dogs, men is this, men is that. But most of these women are raising these men. In the Black community, over 75% of boys are raised by their mother, or quote unquote raised by their mother. And a lot of them can't, especially if they mother 40 and under, 40, 50 and under, their mother made sure it wasn't on man and her son life to determine a real man, beta males, Pookie and Ray Rays, all day. They had them all, but a real man that can actually mentor her son, because especially not the father, because a lot of these women, they don't make the choice. They don't make the right choice when it comes to who they make babies with, and they blame a man that's actually doing the best he can in a relationship. They blame all men on the males that they pick. That because you have to project trauma. When trauma people, agent of chaotic people, they project trauma on other people. Like they project accountability on other people, because a lot of them they don't want this accountability. They don't want none of that. They don't want to see is that, like as the title says, who is raising these boys. They don't want to see that. They don't want to see who is actually raising these boys, because they will have to look in the mirror. All these men that these women be complaining about, they usually are raised by other women. Usually, especially the men that you typically date. That's why I would say men like Kevin Samuels, and other manosphere type of guys, they typically feel like men are supposed to, women really want high value men. I don't maybe some of them. But I feel like most women that I know, and I'm talking about women from, again, making 100K, 80K or more, not a lot of them, but making 80K or more, or living in subsidy housing. A lot of them, they typically make babies with beta males, or feminine energy males. And then they have to take on a responsibility, because the men that they usually would date won't take on responsibility, or can't take on responsibility because they're afraid of the court system or what have you, instead of just saying, fuck it, it's about my kids, what I got to do to get my kids in my life. I was the same way. And this is what people need to understand. What's the matter, boy? You want to go upstairs? Hold on one second, guys. Hey, babe. Babe. Hey, babe. Let me just text her. My boy probably got the phone, knowing him. He always on her phone. My 2-year-old. Hey, babe. I can't believe she can't hear me. Hold on 1 second, guys. Come on, boy. You gotta get to the bathroom. Can I get my water bottle real quick? I don't know if it's a line. Yeah, I'll drink some. I have to drink some. Hey, my bad. Got my water bottle too. Huh?
What'd you say?
Nothing. But yeah, I don't know where I was at. But typically, again, I know where I was at. A lot of these modern day women and a lot of these beta males and woman worshippers, they don't want to know the truth. They don't want to know the family structure is way more important. And it have to be a man and a woman of order. If you want real change, that's what's going to have to happen. That's what's going to absolutely have to happen. If you want real change. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to edit something real quick because we're going to talk about something that I typically would love, people to understand about modern day women, and how, men of high value, quote unquote, and males of high value. I'm here, males that think, put women on a pedestal, think. And this is why we creating a lot of young boys in feminine household, in a way that is scary. So let me hold on 1 second. I'm gonna change the title a little bit. Um, all right, got it. Yeah, man. So I just changed it. What's the name? So get people in because this is a very important conversation. You know what I'm saying? Very important conversation um, of understanding what feminine energy males come from. What they actually come from and how comfortable the kids that's coming up, the males that's coming up are into putting the modern day female on a pedestal. But also the generation Z, that's the kids about age early 20s and on down. They starting to figure it out because it's people like Kevin Samuels, so many others, Kwame Brown, a bunch of the guys that's on the manosphere. They are starting to educate these young men, something that I needed when I was growing up. Because as I said before, I don't talk about nothing that I didn't go through. I would never ever talk about nothing that I didn't go through. And I went through the phase of being a beta male, putting a woman on a pedestal. Went through the phase of not being on my purpose as a man. I went through all those phases. I absolutely went through all those phases, and I came out as a and I'm still kind of going through it. It took a lot of psychiatric help, therapy help to for me to get through this. You know what I'm saying? That again, it is not too late for anybody. But the young males that's growing up now, being as though a lot of them have a lot of feminine energy. I just went to Newark, New Jersey, where I'm from, and like you know, and you could just smell in the air the violence. My area where I grew up it was bad back then, but it wasn't that bad. It was respect. The reason why it was a respect because the baby boomers, most of the baby boomers was raising the parents that's parents to me. They was raising them. So those people that was raised by parents, those people that was raised by baby boomers, they was it was more of a respect thing when they was growing up. Okay, more of a respect thing, but it was getting worse because be honest with you, most baby boomers did good things for the black community, but they did bad things. The baby boomers' parents was one of those. They was always what do you call that? Had morals, man, woman, especially in the black community. Before before the civil rights, black people was the most married in America. Any group of people in America, black folks was the most married, without a doubt. Before the 60s and the 50s. I should say during the 50s and the 60s, black people was the most married, and then we start to attach that with the civil rights situation that was going on. And this is when, again, typical socialist movement, feminist movement, womanist movement, so many different distractions to disintegrate the family dynamic, man, woman, and child. Most High was put somewhere and thrown away in the black community, especially by men and stuff, things of that nature. We started to see so many things that was occurring, 70s. That's when the drugs came in with the help of the baby boomers for the most part. So this the bad that they put in place, asking white mommy and white daddy for so much, what I mean, instead of just having that structure that their parents had. You know what I'm saying? To make them have structure. Because the baby boomers, when they talk about black folks being the most being married or what have you, is actually the baby boomers. And I don't want to sound insensitive, but the baby boomers are the ones they dying off. So you're going to start seeing more of a downgrade of people getting married because people don't respect family structure. This is what you're going to always get: feminine energy guys. You're going to always get the guys that you really don't want to date, but you got to deal with it because the men that's not feminine energy, that always on their purpose, don't want most modern day women because they know what the society has done to our women. This first world society, they know what this society has done to our women. These are girls' trips and all this other stuff that's, having, doing thy will, having sex with any type of dude. By the time they 20, 25, they already had triple digits. A lot of these women, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of these men, it's like they don't care. A lot of these men will exploit their own girlfriends as well. That's feminine energy as well. That's a lot of feminine energy. A lot of these dudes will exploit their own woman. And then at the same time, they would get mad at their woman because they put their woman on this pedestal. And as I said at the beginning of this live, it's a lot of women out there that do still date these type of men. It's a lot of women out there still date these type of men. But they would stake them because they know, they would date these beta males, these feminine energy males that's going to be more emotional than them or about the same. They're going to date them, but they're still going to be messing with guys such as myself. A man that's not going to put them on a pedestal, a man that's not going to take them serious. Take them as serious as they don't take you. A man that's a man that's going to make sure that he's going to be on his grind to be a success. And if the woman is going to be a person that's going to make him a better man, he's going to choose that woman. Men that's not in the feminine energy realm of things, they typically don't date women that's going to cause hell. So when I see a lot of these women talking about men ain't this, men ain't that, they are the women that don't usually date real men. That's not going to put them first. He's going to always put the Most High first. He always going to put his self second. The Most High first and his self second. I don't see too many women that's dating these type of men. You know what I mean? They having sex all day. Sometimes, they might have a baby out of a real man. And that real, that real man is typically isn't going to, let her be reckless with the baby. But this is why I make this video. So our young men need to understand that this society is going to have you think you shouldn't be the man that you should be, that the Most High put you on this earth to be. You understand me? This society is making these 30 and under, 20 and under men be in a situation where they need to be more feminine than a woman. And this don't have nothing to do with what you prefer when it comes to dating. This don't have nothing to do with the LGBTQ or anything else. This had to do with the mindset of a man and a woman. You know what I'm saying? Order. And I see it every day. You go to this school, I have conversations with these young men every day. What I say to them all the time, I say this: listen, you're going to have to realize that a lot of these, and I want to make sure, I want to let this be in detail. When I talk to them, they don't really want to hear it. I know it's the area particularly where I'm at, because even the grown men my age and older on that feminine shit too. And they'll never grow up on it. They'll never grow away from that. They be 40, 50, 60 years old, don't know how to rationalize a situation. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and that's man, that's black man, white man, Hispanic man. That's how they are. So their sons the same way. So when a young man, not all these young men where I'm at, but when a young man, most of these young men, when I'm trying to teach them something, how to love themselves first, how to love the Most High first, and then love themselves second, how to teach them how to do that, because I had to be taught. When I try to do this to these young, say this to these young men, letting them understand how I live my life, they really don't want to hear it. They want to be in that feminine energy bubble. They want to make irrational decisions because they don't feel any love. These kids see death now, and they see it like, whatever. They just go doing what they're doing. See, that's lack of rationale. That's lack of logic. That's lack of knowing who you are and knowing that you ain't coming back from what you're doing. Understanding accountability. That's what is a lack of, not understanding accountability. And again, Kevin Samuels and people like Kevin Samuels and what's his name, Kwame Brown, they two different type of men. They two different type of men. One, more, brass, more type of man, dress a certain kind of way. And the other one is same, dress a certain kind of way, more mellow, but get his point across the same way as that other guy, as the other guy, what have you. But that's the difference. What they're trying to do is trying to move young black men in a situation where you can lead yourself. You got to stop leading, thinking that it's nothing wrong with a woman leading you, because most of these women that's having these problems with these men, these males, it's typically males that's beta males and feminine energy type of men that make irrational decisions. Most of these women deal with that. The women that complain about men, most of them deal with that. They want a man, like they want, a lot of these women, they do want a man. That's like I disagree with a lot of the manosphere type guys like Kevin Samuel. I disagree with one point that he made. Like, these women want the 10% of men. They might want them, but they're making bad decisions with the Pookie and Ray Rays, with the beta males, and then complaining about it. You know what I'm saying? Then complaining about this whole thing. And again, the solution is teaching your son his worth. We don't teach these young boys, no matter if they black, white, Hispanic, Asian, persuasion, whatever they are, we don't teach these young boys their worth. We teach the girls their worth. And they kind of do know their worth, but at the same time, they still angry and bitter. We still make the first world, the modern day first world country woman unaccountable for anything. We put her on a pedestal for her to do whatever she do, and we put the young boy saying that you gotta worship that girl. But it is so grateful that we have social media when it comes to that, because now, like my generation, we was growing up in a matriarchy household. We didn't know real order. We didn't have none of these people to tell us, to teach us these things. We actually had to have mentors. Like today, if you're more than a coach, meaning a mentor, a father figure, a man of a ruling class, they don't like that. They just want you to be a coach. That's it. And if you're not down with the program of helping these young boys be as feminine as the girls, then you're not doing something right, quote unquote. And that's the problem. That's the biggest problem. You know what I'm saying? Please, before I go any further, please like and subscribe to the channel, guys, what have you. But this is a huge, huge problem that we're having. We're fighting amongst each other, especially in the black community, because we're fighting with these so-called feminine energy males that want the woman to be over them, and the men that just want structure, that just want to be understood that we need our young boys to stop reading at a fourth grade for the average of fourth grade education, and stop promoting all this so-called black girl magic without black boy magic. What about that? You know what I'm saying? Even in other societies, the marriage rate is dwindling down as well. White people, marriage rate is going down as well. Asian people, same. Hispanic people, Latin people, whatever how you want to say it, same way. It's going down the drain because we don't put the family dynamic at the forefront. And I don't get it. And I'm trying to, but I don't get it. But the thing is, it's something, it's the rhetoric, it's the situation. I'm telling you, when I see these young boys, one boy, I said to him, do you even know, I asked him, do you know what a beta male is? You know what I'm saying? Do you know that? He said, no. He said, and I said, just look it up real quick. And he looked it up. He said, well, it's nothing I want to look, it's not a problem with me on how I should be. Hold on a second. Hey, babe. How did she open the door? There's no problem with me on how I should be. I mean, on being a beta male. He actually said that. There's no problem on him being a beta male. And I try to tell him, listen, you're supposed to be respecting me. I don't want you to think I'm the type of man that just disrespect women all day. But you have to understand, you got to respect yourself. You got to understand who you are as a man, as a young man. You have to understand how to be rational and respect the Most High. If you respect the Most High and you respect yourself, you're going to respect that woman. But if you don't even know who you are as how you should be a man, how things should be and stuff like that, you think woman should be over you, you might respect that woman somewhat, maybe because lusting over her, but she's not going to respect you. And a lot of these women that in that womanist thing that's creating all these feminine energy boys when they have, being single mothers, what have you, they are not happy within themselves. I see it all the time. They are not happy within themselves. And many men that I talk to all over this country, they say the same thing. Real men. I'm talking about men that's handling business every day. I'm not talking about men that put everybody on a fucking pedestal, that's trying to be in the get along gang. No, I'm not talking about them. No, not at all. I'm not talking about the typical man that's actually these modern day agent of chaotic women are usually dating. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about that real man that take care of business, that don't make bad decisions. I'm talking about him. I hear from all of them how things are going on in society. I hear from all of them. And people think it's something to be to not look at. But we headed down a rabbit hole of nowhere. It's a deep ass rabbit hole that we're headed down to. You're thinking these boys are confused. They are completely confused. They take men and it's getting worse, especially if your child's in a quote unquote woke liberal school, and that's most of our boys. You gotta learn how to be men, and all these people that's not making other people account, not understanding how accountable that they are, that they should be when it comes to raising these boys. And the same men that you complain about you're raising, you're going to realize that, and maybe you won't, but this is the problem. Structure, not making babies with real men, making bad decisions because you want to be the leader of the household. And then before it's too late, they say over 80% of men that's in jail was raised in a single parent household, a single mother household. That's what they say. That's a statistic. You can look it up yourself. Again, feminism never worked for any group, and especially Black Americans. Definitely never worked for us. Absolutely not. Neither's worse. You can't talk to a kid today without them catching an attitude. A young man, because he's filled with feminine energy. And I want to make it clear: not all young boys that's being raised by mothers are feminine. I don't, have that feminine energy. It don't have nothing to do with your sexual preferences, nothing. It had to do with your mindset. How you don't have order. You don't have that that level of rationale, logic thinking, as most men should have. I'm not talking about those because it's not. It's some mothers out there, and it's usually the mothers that grew up in a strong father, had a strong father with her, that grew up around her, or uncles or what have you, that's raising a boy to not be so feminine. But it's very far in between. Very far in between. I was that kid that had a lot of feminine energy, and I had to grow myself to what I am today. It took a long time. They say men don't grow up until they about 35, 40. And especially in this damn society, in this first world society where it's nothing but chaos and disorder, it's nothing but confusion, especially when you're a black man and a black woman in the black community. It's nothing but confusion. I know, it's men my age and older, and a little younger. They think, they don't think it's okay for a woman to lead them. But the men that think that it's okay for a woman to lead them is usually the ones that are getting cheated on. Those usually the typical ones, or usually the ones that's having chaotic relationships, because that woman knows in her DNA that she don't supposed to be making all the decisions at all. She don't supposed to be the head of house when she's supposedly got a man in the house. So that's why so many rotations of men in that woman's life that complain about men. For what I think, they complain about beta males, very highly feminine energy men, Pookie and Ray Ray. They complain about them. They don't complain about men, because men such as myself, it's not going to take a woman that's more masculine than she is feminine serious. It's not going to happen. I don't care if you're a broke dude or a high value man. It's not going to happen. I don't care if you're a black man or a white man or an Asian man. It's not going to happen. As a matter of fact, black men are the only ones, for the most part, are the only ones that think a woman should lead them. We the only ones that's supposed to promote our woman leading us. Please tell me when I'm lying, man. Please tell me when I'm lying. We the only ones that think we are supposed to be led by our woman. That's why I said it's a bunch of confusion. Men like myself, growing up in a single household, single mother household, we've been taught that men ain't shit. But it got worse. Now these women that's my age, that's always putting around that propaganda, they taught their sons. This is why a lot of these 20 and under boys, 25 and under, 30 and under young men and boys got a whole lot of feminine energy, because they don't want to be nothing like they thought a real man would want to be like. But at the same time, I must make sure I say this. A lot of these young men have so much information out there, such as the real media, the manosphere media that's teaching these boys, no, this is not how you react. No, you do not supposed to put no human being on a pedestal, especially no first world country, agent of chaotic, modern day woman on a pedestal. No, you should not have multiple children running around here. That is the opposite of family structure. No, you gotta stop making these bad decisions and keep making your manhood upgrade by making your purpose be your only purpose to do. No, don't put nobody first but the Most High, not even your children. Because you put him first and you love yourself, anybody that's under you is going to love you. You're going to love, and they're going to love you for it. You got to stop this madness, man, because it's getting worse. It's not getting better. It's getting worse. And whoever's telling you that it's not getting worse, whatever, they lying to you. You need to get away from them. Because again, you can look this stuff up. China is saying that they're making 2021 masculine men starting to be more masculine than ever. I don't know why that story came about. It actually just came like last week. A story about China making masculinity number one thing. Been so they've been making it. Anybody but Black America been making that. This is why most societies are in order because they take themselves, they take manhood serious and they take womanhood serious. Feminine woman, masculine man. Matriarchy household, patriarchy household. Working together as one to raise their children. They take that serious. They take that completely serious. They're not letting no fucking rapper or no fucking go along and get along entertainer teach them how to raise their children. They're not letting these diabolical Babylonian two-dimensional mainstream media heads tell you how your household should be. And I say even my household is a situation where nobody, don't respect me or what have you. Let's say that happens, meaning so it ain't gonna fucking happen. And if it happens, I let it go. This is how much I love the Most High and myself more than ever before. I'm not putting my everything that I got in a human being. I want to love and respect anybody in my house and make sure I protect and provide for them, but I will never, ever in my life put another human being first. You got to be the dumbest person in the world, if you ask me, especially as a man. This first world, a woman in this country, don't want real men in it, but especially real Black men that make rational decisions. They don't want us. And when you start to really understand that, and I'm talking to these men, these males that got all this feminine energy, do not know how to respect themselves, let alone other people, you're going to realize that you've been fucked all your life because you're trying to tell somebody what they supposed to be and what they don't supposed to be. You're trying to tell somebody how you was raised. You don't want no type of therapy, no type of nothing. You think men ain't shit, just like your mother taught you and this and that, the third. And I'm talking to them males that put everybody first, but the Most High. They got a whole lot of feminine energy. I was you once before. I was you before. I was definitely you before, but I'm not you now. You guys got to get the shit together. You got to get it together. Because once you get in that real world, you young boys, even you older men that been in the real world for a while, and you still lack logic, lack rationale, your time is almost up. Because you helped raise those feminine energy ass boys as well. That don't know how to have a conversation, a dialogue with another man that might not even agree with them. You helped those first world country, agent of chaotic women destroy and keep on to this day, destroy our communities. You helping. So you guys can get out of here with that. I'm talking to these young boys. Y'all need to understand that this first world country is not for you. And especially if you thinking that you're going to put everybody on a pedestal and everything going to be all right. You're going to be in a get along game, as my boy Kwame Brown said. You're going to get fucked. And you're going to be the first one that get fucked over and over again because you're putting all these diabolical people in front of your happiness. You letting all these people tell you men ain't shit. And you look at it like, oh, she's right. Okay. You don't look at these people with three-dimensional mind frame. You listening to all these dudes that's capping for all these women, and those the same dudes that's having a hell in their household because that woman is not letting him lead the household because she know that he's a dummy because he put her and everything else in front of his happiness. Even these agent of chaotic first world country women, modern women, don't respect that shit. They think they do. They think they want a man that they can be, and they do, but they want him for maybe a year or two, maybe, because he put up with her shit. But they don't, because any real man would tell you those women always come calling them. Always come calling them. Because they know in their DNA, they're not supposed to be how they are. Because they're not happy. Motherfuckers, prescription pills, drinking wine every day, have prescription bills every day, fucking they son's head up, their daughter's heads up, and the family structure is going down the fucking drain. And people think it's cool for this to happen until it really manifests into their life, and then they like, what the fuck? Everything's ruined. That's why a lot of motherfuckers killing themselves. Because they thought if they was in a get along gang and promote this rhetoric, this bullshit that's always on TV, that everything was going to be okay. Believe me, I was in those same footsteps. This is why I talk about it all the damn time. You know, I'm around these young boys every day, these young girls every day. I be hearing some of these young girls say, oh, I don't care if my man feminine. You know, I hope he is. I hope he needs to learn how to deal with me and this and that and third. And I say to myself, because again, you can't say too much with these kids anymore. You can't say this is an inkling on what's on your mind with these kids anymore. I say to myself, she's going to be another statistic, raising other feminine ass boys and delusional ass girls. Because a feminine nigga is going to take her serious and get her stupid ass pregnant. And then the child is going to be left behind, as it's been happening for the last 50 years, especially in the Black community. Anyway, guys, this is the end of this discussion. I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of, I'm actually going to do a video, 2 videos. I'm going to try to do 2 videos tomorrow. I got some content that I want you guys to watch. It's going to be some shit, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm going to come on here on Wednesday and do another live. I'm trying to make my lives between 7 and 9. I think tomorrow I'm going to have a Wednesday. I'm going to have a live for 8 p.m. and everything. But anyway, guys, I hope you like and subscribe to my channel, Kasim Lamar, YouTube. And hope to have more discussions with people and everything. And I'm going to keep on grinding. I'm going to keep on being on my purpose. I'm going to keep on being a provider and a protector. I'm going to keep on preaching on manhood, structure. I'm going to keep on doing it. Please believe that shit, because this society needs it 100%. Because if everybody think it's going to, you think complaining is going to create a solution, somebody mind fucking you. Anyway, peace.